Hello and welcome to GPTV on Tuesday the 11th of April. My name is Philip Kingston.
And I'm Gary Peer.
And Gary, you're back. You're back from your beautiful break.
It was lovely.
I noticed that you did not get any colour whatsoever.
Not a big one for the... I've got to be careful these days, Phil, with our lily white skin, you and I. We were never big suntanners in our day, were we really?
Never got a tan ever.
No, we were stalked by people through our entire, youth. And even later, people saying, "Where's your tan? Oh, were you in Gold Coast? Where's your tan? Where's your tan?" And we both were united in our distaste and kind of disdain for those people.
Do you know? I do remember, and the man will remain nameless, and my comment to him will remain nameless.
Everyone watches the show.
I do remember Club Med.
Yes.
1985
you're talking about
was our last holiday before starting up the business, because we knew that when we started up the business we would have no time and no money to go on another holiday. So we went to Club Med
Thailand, was it?
Phuket, of which was a fabulous holiday. But I remember
we've got an old photo of that.
There was a man. There was a man, a large man, or he was large at the time, that insisted that every time that I walked past, he would go, "Oh, Philip, where's your tan? Where's your tan?" And I must say that he had the most gorgeous tan, but he was rather large. So whilst he was pointing out my imperfections, I resisted pointing out his imperfections.
And what would you like to say to him now, all these years later? Because it's good that you've managed to let it go. You've held on to it for how many, 30 years or something. What would you like to say to that fellow now?
I do find it kind of amusing, not really, but kind of amusing, that even to this day, I'm a fully grown, educated,
but
mature
you're still deeply
man.
affected by the
I am.
comments.
People,
you've got to be careful what you say to people.
People still feel like they can point out somebody's lack of tan.
So if you had free reign now, would you say to him, what? Well, how many auctions have you done in your life? Or,
no,
I don't see you in a leased Range Rover.
I would stab a little harder. But for all of those people watching this show,
would you like to have a race
that may have gorgeous olive skin,
and there are a lot of
which
people
is somewhat of a blessing in this harsh environment.
I'm married to someone like that.
But to all of those people with olive skin, when you see whiteies like us that are just
we're sick of being prejudiced against, and kicked in the face, and
outside just wanting to enjoy our life, wanting to enjoy the warmth.
With our...
Please don't look at us and laugh.
Exactly. There's something in being pale and luminescent that you'll never really know, will you?
That's it. But that's the situation. Anyway, I actually think I'm deeply scarred.
Is that right?
But anyway,
sounds like.
I suppose
let's move you on. Get you through it.
I suppose the little things that make us stronger, the little things that don't kill us, make us stronger.
Exactly right. There you go. Well, there's a big coaching session.
Having said that, for those of you that believe in a greater being, I am kind of convinced that the greater being gave me this pearly white skin
as a blessing.
Because if he or she had given me olive skin, I would have been totally perfect.
Yeah, you would have been. How obnoxious would you be? You're not bad enough already, right? You get the tan as well, and then you absolutely.
I would have been.
And we couldn't have been in business together because I couldn't have stood you. That would have been the extra bit that would have said, "I just can't."
I just can't. I can't. Tipped you over the edge.
And 1985 would have said, "Look, it's been great." But you've been parading around like that with your tan. I can't do it anymore. So
I've got to tell
enjoy your real estate life.
I would have been perfect in every possible way.
Of course you would have, because that's the only thing missing, isn't it? Look, let's just talk a bit about real estate. It is a real estate show. It is supposed to be about it. I hope everybody had a wonderful break.
It's not a real estate show, Gary. My wife, who you know and you've known for even longer than I have, who is a psychologist, says this is not a real estate show. It's a therapy session.
Right.
She says the reason that we've enjoyed this long enduring relationship, GPTV has helped that, because every week we get to destroy each other, which means we go back to the office kind of relaxed and relieved.
Not really. This is just part of our week where we destroy each other the rest of the time as well. Can we get down to work, Phil, because we're getting a bit off track? Let's just talk a little bit about real estate, because it is, of course, the long weekend. Lots of buyers through, no auctions, and you can see what happens with no auctions, right? This is a absolute drug addicted to auctions. I don't know how you would term that more appropriately, but you are an addict, an auction addict.
I am.
And if he doesn't do auctions for the weekend, he comes out with all the gabble that he'd usually use at auctions.
Gabble and garbage.
And he puts it on the screen here. and through the office. But anyway, we're back
talk
about real estate, Phil. I think we've got a topic of the week that I want to talk about.
Yep.
But, I want to talk about
viewers. If you've got a topic of the week, this is a new segment. We've got topic of the week segment.
Yes.
So if you've got any ideas at garypeer.com.au, prizes galore will be handed out for your best idea. But topic of the week, we need topics of the week because otherwise we just go on with mindless rubbish.
Yeah. Steer us in the right direction. Someone, please. It's been too long. But we talked a little bit about what happens to passing properties because there are people out there. There are vendors that say, "Oh no, it's passed in," as if that was a massive failure or that was a real judgment on their property. But the reality is that you and I both know. Passing in properties is not the end of the road. It's just the middle of the journey, Phil. It meant that the destination was a little bit longer. And a good evidence of this, and I'll let you have a moment to see it, but good evidence is in Inkerman Road.
Yes.
We had some people, lovely people, that bought something from us. They were quite, anxious about the process, Philip, of selling. And, they're lo and behold, they've sent an email. You were copied in. I don't know if you've got to it with your 61 emails right now. You probably would have got to it.
Down to sub 50, thank you.
Sub 50, but you would have probably got to that. And, they're just like, look, we got the price, it happened, we were so grateful, thank you for calming our nerves. And I think those vendors that pass properties in, we're here to say, don't worry about it. Our stats are pretty strong post-auction.
So, let me just deconstruct that because that was a very lengthy introduction, Gary. And thank you. Thank you for that lengthy introduction. But the auction process is a three-step process. You've got the ability to sell before auction.
Yep.
Obviously selling at auction, and then there's the post-auction process. Now, viewers, under normal circumstances, and even this year, we on average sell 75 to 85% of our auctions either before auction or at auction.
That's pretty consistent.
That leaves somewhere between 15 and 25%. What happens to those? Well, and I know this is starting to become complex, but viewers, stay with me here, viewers, because you are an intelligent audience.
Not so much complex as just long-winded.
90% of the properties that we pass in, so call it 90% of the 20%, are sold within 4 weeks of the auction process for a price that is fair and reasonable.
And this client quoted you or the agent involved. I'm not going to talk too much about it because they might want to stay anonymous, but they said you said it would sell within 2 or 3 weeks of the auction, and 2 weeks later exactly it's got sold. So I think
So finally, I've said something that actually came to fruition, Gary.
You did, exactly right. I think no one was more shocked than you.
You make enough statements, you make enough claims.
Exactly right.
Sooner or later, something is going to come home.
Exactly right, and that one did come home.
It's like your theory. You own enough horses.
Yes, you got to get a winner somewhere.
Sooner or later, one will stumble over the finish line.
And you say, wasn't it all worth it? And then you look at the figures and you think, no, it wasn't worth it at all. But anyway, Phil, on that note, I think the reassuring message is what becomes of those, passing properties, some broken-hearted vendors on the day. Don't worry, never fear. And again, we have picked up a lot of business from agents, and I'm not trying to be nasty here, but we have picked up a lot of business.
Not trying to be nasty. You're not trying to be nasty.
I'm going to be nasty, Because a lot of agents...
This is the nasty segment, viewers. We've got a nasty segment now.
I'm not going to be nasty. But a lot of agents tend to either get distracted or disinterested or
lose
focus. And we've picked up a lot of business where things have been passed in by others.
Yes.
The agent hasn't behaved in the best possible way that they could have. I'm not saying they did anything unethical or wrong, but they didn't do enough right. And we have picked up those listings, Philip, and sold them very successfully.
We have.
So
sometimes it takes us more than 2 weeks, though, Gary. Sometimes it can take us 2 or 3 months, but we always get there because we are the energizer bunnies of real estate, while others are just.
Now he's nasty.
We're going like this. We're going like this because we will not stop. We will not stop.
No, even if you want us to stop, we won't stop.
Yeah, that's right. Even when we're sacked, we will not stop.
We should keep going. Exactly right. We'll get the job done. Anyway, message for those vendors that passed in. Don't worry, it's going to be sold, and you're in the very big minority even to get passed in. So we clear about 96, 97% of the stock every year.
We're 98, 99%.
Fair enough. There you go.
Some years 100%.
There you go.
Some years we sell 120% because
200%.
we sell
it's like an auction now. 300%, hey? Yeah, 300%. Let's move on and talk about some of our listings that are coming up this weekend, Phil, because we do have just a handful of auctions. It's not a big one. In fact, you're off on Saturday, so go and enjoy some. Yeah, we don't need you. Go and do something.
I might go to the Victoria Market. Haven't been to the Victoria Market in a very long time, Gary.
Is it the second or
the
third?
The
third Saturday.
No, it's the
first, 8th.
It's the second. It's the second most popular, though.
Market,
it's the second most popular tourist attraction in Victoria. Which
after the penguins, isn't it?
I think is very sad.
The penguins.
The penguins.
You know what? The penguins are crap, I reckon. I don't get it. And I love penguins. But, you go to the penguin, you sit back here, you can hardly see them. You need a telescope to find where they are, and then you can't touch them, you can't drop anything, you can't look, you can't breathe.
And they stink, don't they?
Yeah, but I love it. You want to see a penguin.
A pelican now.
You want to see a penguin.
You want to see a pelican eat a penguin.
Exactly right. But aren't they at St Kilda Marina, the penguins?
Underneath the marina, apparently, there's a few washed up penguins
not the glittery ones at Phillip Island.
Speaking of Phillip Island, Gary, have you been to the Khalil in Brisbane?
Yes.
Okay. So, viewers, if you've never been to the Khalil or the Carlisle, depending on how you want to pronounce it, first of all, it's a super, super cool hotel in Brisbane.
Yeah, we're too old.
Fortitude Valley, isn't it?
I know. Yeah, we're too old to be going.
No.
We're
seriously uncool there because you.
They don't want us by the pool.
It's an incredible hotel that's built around the pool where all the beautiful people go. And I know when you were there last, you were walking by the pool and some gorgeous couple just passed you the towel and said, "I'll have a fresh one."
And can I get a drink? Can you get me a drink, please? Yeah, that's right.
Thank you. Creepy old guy that you are hanging around the swimming pool.
I went and got him one.
But in Phillip Island, they are now building, or at least I've sent a proposal to build a similar looking hotel to the Khalil in Phillip Island. So finally, Phillip Island's not just got penguins, but they've got a cool hotel.
I need that. There's some eco resort down there, so it's supposed to be pretty good. But look, there's a place in Tasmania called Low Head. If you ever go there, Low Head, you go there, Phil, you drive there, it's near Launceston, and you actually stand there and the penguins sort of run under your legs. It's very natural, beautiful. If you love penguins like I do. Phil, the market, by the way, you can go to Burn, support your local market, because third Saturday of the month is the Burundara market, not so far from your place, or Gasworks. They are the third Saturdays. I can recite the markets.
If you're still watching this show, because this show is clearly, when we haven't had auctions, clearly, he goes on a holiday and I go stir crazy, but love to think that we can bring you all of this fascinating information in the 20 minutes that you give us each week, and I thank you for it. Gary, let's talk about the weekend's auctions that are coming up.
Okay, if anybody's still watching, let me tell you about the weekends. There are five auctions this weekend. Philip, you will not see them Saturday unless you go to the market. Sorry, I did go to the market, by the way, the Rotary Market in Caulfield Racecourse. Yes. I got there between auctions just before Frederick Street.
Is that a big market? Just out of
interest? It's the first Sunday of the month. It was a very big market and a very good market and a very good cause. So
lovely.
Rotarians do a great job. Get there first
Shout
Sunday
out
of the month.
to all Rotarians. You do a fabulous job.
They do a good job, and Peter is one of the people there that works for the Rotarians. He got us to put all these boards up, and it's just fantastic. Anyway, that's another story. First Sunday of the month, Phil, support your local market. Phil, Saturday, 11:30am, we're going to be in Dandenong Road, Armadale. Check out this wonderful apartment that Jeremy Rosens has the auction honours for.
And Ben Rothschild has been handling it. It's got an extra large living dining room. This has got a fabulous floor plan, and obviously you can walk to the very best that Armadale has, which is High Street, Wattletree Road, Glenferrie Road, Malvern Central, 2 train stations, one in Station Street, Malvern, one in just at the back of High Street, where Sutherland Road and Armadale Road hit the railway line.
We've got double auction action at 3:30. Funny thing that it was late in the afternoon, but we've got this fantastic looking apartment in Jasper Road, Ormond, Phillip. What a great looking building.
Gary, it is a fabulous building, and this is a fabulous apartment. It's light, it's bright, it's architecturally designed.
Big courtyard.
And that has 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, 1 basement car space, and a beautiful wraparound courtyard garden.
Simon Rodolnik will be auctioning that one. He does a fine job, award-winning auctioneer, Simon Rodolnik. We move on to Mitchell Street, Bentley, Phillip, Leor Samuel has the auction honours for this
Gary,
wonderful looking property.
Look, some of the architecture that has emerged in the Bentley, Carnegie, Ormond region is just incredible. This is a fabulous, very large 2-bed, 2-bath apartment, complete with a massive balcony and a fabulous kitchen meals family room. So I think that is a beautiful apartment.
Phil, on Sunday at 10:30 a.m, we are auctioning in this iconic building, which I know you are in love with, and I love it as well. Tell us about this wonderful property, this wonderful building in Ormond.
Gary, I think we've just sold just about every apartment in this building across our journey, even though it is tightly held.
Yes.
This is on the corner of Carbrook and Orong Road.
Yeah, great spot.
You can walk to the Alma Village, you can walk to High Street, but the views from this apartment are extraordinary. There's only 2 apartments, Gary, per floor. And this is quality real estate at its absolute best. And I love the ensuite bathrooms in these apartments because you get to have a shower and look out over Port Phillip Bay.
Love that. Can't do that.
Amazing.
That is a stunning apartment.
And if you're driving along Dandenong Road, early in the morning, kind of between 7 and 8:30, you do get a great view if you look up.
People in the shower?
And seeing people in the shower.
And that could be a thrill for the motorist or the person in the shower, depending on
it's the
what
great
your preference
tow
is.
truck drivers, I've got to tell you.
Well, that's right. Not good when they have accidents, they feel. They shouldn't be distracted. Philip, 1 Kinross Avenue is going to be auctioned. Now, we know this is a great address, Kinross Avenue, a very small street, tightly held, but what a great location.
540 square metres of land, Gary. This is a great building opportunity. The home has been fire affected, so essentially we're selling 440 square metres of fabulous residential land.
Looking forward to it, Phil. We've got a couple of properties just to talk about. I'm going to talk about this property I mentioned last time on GPTV. This is in Dramana Avenue, Phil. This is a fantastic development. It's a very interesting development of townhouses that are in a beautiful part of Bentley East, just around the corner from so many terrific amenities, Philip. Fabulous sport. Actually, there's a park right next door. So great sporting amenities, terrific cafes and restaurants. You're not far away from that fantastic cafe. What's it called? The Middle Eastern on Centre Road. Help me out here. You know where we got the shawarmas and that. The Oasis Bakery.
Oasis.
Sorry.
That's on North Road.
Yeah, that's having one of those mornings, Phil.
Yeah.
But that's what happens when you go away. Not Barley Belly, maybe Barley Head. But anyway, that is a fantastic property, Philip. Huge, spacious, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, plenty of parking. It says for 2, but more than that.
That'd have to be one of the longest spiels about a property.
I'm loving this place.
I've got to tell you, at least in a rising property market, by the time you finished that description, it'd be worth more.
That's for sure.
Gary, I'd like to talk about
Street.
number 1 Omar Street in Caulfield South, an incredible home on a grand scale. It's a resort-style property, complete with swimming pool and sauna and outdoor alfresco barbecue area. Built like a battleship, this house, Gary. Built the old-fashioned way out of solid brick. It is an incredible home. Move straight into that, or add your own style to it as the years go by, because Omar Street, impossible to overcapitalise in that street.
And Glenn Bricker is handling that with Mark Kirkham and Maureen Mazzaro. I'm sure they're very excited to be bringing that to the market. We do have another property coming up, a very unique and extraordinary property. We haven't got any images of it yet, but it's also in Omar Street. It'll be in the next price bracket from this one, Phil, but this is an architect's own home, a well-known and certainly well-respected architect's own home, also coming up in Omar Street, so look out for that one. That's a big wrap, Phil, on this week's edition. We are in mid-April already. Can you believe it?
Yes, you'd like to call it the past in, what happens to the past in property edition.
Just past ins.
The past in edition. Yeah. I would call it the rambling, nonsensical edition.
But that is every edition, Phil, so it doesn't distinguish it.
This one particularly, even our camera person looks bored out of his brain.
I think he's gone to sleep. He's dribbling, Phil. I think he's gone to sleep. So, but anyway, that's the big wrap. We look forward to bringing you a lot more information because there are some great listings coming through. We'll talk about those auctions and the upcoming ones next week on GPTV. I'm Gary Pearce.
I'm Philip Kingston. Have a fabulous week.
Thank you for watching.